surprised when I saw the President's State of the Union address. I thought it was very impressive that he came across as a very intelligent man who understood a lot of the aspects of the government which he can impact, which he deals with. But underlying it all, I felt that his health care plan remained extremely important to him and other Democrats. And of course, in the State of the Union address, I didn't expect him. In fact, he downplayed the health care plan because of the difficulties it has run into in Congress. But I also knew that legalized abortion funding would not be discussed. But yet I think that this is at the heart of the Republican and other pro-life Senate and House members opposing it. And I thought when President Obama said very stirringly that America needed to be number one in caring for their people, caring for the world, leading the world. Well, I say, why not let the United States be number one in returning our country to limited abortion? Because this is actually something that has troubled many people ever since it was passed in 1973. It became increasingly disturbing to a lot of people that the abortion numbers would rise astronomically to more than 1 million a year of deaths. And I think this is something that a free country cannot live with, cannot promote. And when Obama and other Democrats fail to recognize how important this issue is and how promoting it robs the healthcare agenda of depth, of spirituality that everyone can embrace, that everyone can become passionate about. You can't become passionate about causing 1 million abortion deaths a year. You can say, well, we need this, but the justifications for causing these deaths just doesn't fly. Just doesn't fly. This means that we can't believe in God, we can't believe that we survive death, that we are not spirits, that we don't face these people. The murdered have always, the comfort that many of the murdered and the enslaved have found was in a hereafter where they would not be enslaved, where they would be lifted up after having been killed. Well, then when we take that away and say, well, this doesn't fly with legalized abortion, that is not logical. That is not reasonable when it comes to reasoning about our spirit, our immortal spirit that may survive death, especially survive an unfair death, a murder, a life of enslavement. So I think that they have fallen into a trap of viewing legalized abortion as an advancement in handling women's problems. Well, it's an advancement in ruthlessness. Yes. It is steeling yourself not to think about the violence of the solution, not to consider that it could be morally wrong and that we don't need it, that we need to do whatever is right, even if it causes big problems. Even if it causes more births, it causes more expenses. We need to do what is right. And I think what Obama and some of the proponents of legalized abortion have not faced, that this is a moral issue that is now impacting what they want to do with health care. And they have not been willing to give up on abortion funding as part of the plan. It's like they're going to push that plan through. They're going to have their way. And this is what the Republicans and other opponents pro-life in both parties, and I'm a Democrat who is pro-life, is opposing. That we can't do something wrong to help women. We have to help women in ways, and what we have to do is call upon their strength, their conviction, their determination to do what is right. Because that's always been the strength of a people. That is what we can believe in. How can we believe in killing the unborn when our instinct is to protect the unborn? It's going contrary to what your own instinct is. It is defying it. And so then there's a warp. We see a warp into place, a temptation to do it just because we can and call it progress. It's not easy to weed out all of the solutions that don't fly. They aren't what we can be proud of, what we can defend with all our hearts and souls. I mean, who can possibly defend with all their hearts and souls that kind of solution? So I say that Obama is facing possible defeat, and I hope and pray that the healthcare plan as it is now, with legalized abortion funding, which will cause more deaths, more wrongdoing, does come to defeat. That will not be a bad thing, because all the people in America and all the politicians have to re-examine their solutions and see when they are warped, when they are wrong, when they are something that people cannot get behind and support with all their hearts and souls, because that's what it takes to survive all of the real evils we have in this world. To survive, that's what it takes. And trying to defend a policy to hurt and destroy the unborn is not a noble cause. Thank you.